CBC Saskatchewan's political reporter Stephanie Langenegger has been covering Brad Wall since he was first elected way back in 1999, and she joins me now. Stephanie, what was the final day like? What were people saying about Brad Wall?
Jill, they were remembering him as a politician, really a fabulous politician. Everyone, including the opposition, was saying so. And also remembering him as who he is as a man. A lot of people, including many of that class of 99 that you mentioned, remember, for people who lived here at the time and for those who don't, this was a shocking election in 99. The NDP had been in for most of that decade, and no one was really predicting that they would come so close to losing. In fact, they had a minority government, then a coalition government very quickly afterwards. And so a lot of those people who were elected along with Brad Wall, Donna Harpower, who's our finance minister now, and Don McMorris, also Dustin Duncan, were lauding Brad Wall, the man, for his kindness when they were first elected, when they were leaving young families behind in 99, perhaps not expecting to win, as Donna Harpower wasn't, that he was kind around the office, that he was funny. Lots of talk about practical jokes that he played with the Deputy Minister, Don Morgan, and then his wit, his humor, as I mentioned, and really his great oratorial skill. The interim opposition leader, Nicole Sarr, said she was voluntold when she was a lawyer to get to one of the Premier's dinner and watch him speak. And she said even though she disagreed with almost everything he said, she couldn't dispute the great ability he has to make his point, even if you don't agree with it.
Yeah, you can't argue with that. That was on display again today in the legislature. Stephanie, tell us a bit more about how his government will be remembered.
Well, it will be remembered for a lot of growth, a growth in population. We broke the 1 million mark, which some NDP politicians had said we could never do as a province. And that was really the attitude today, Jill, that people were talking about. The economy grew. Many of us know it started to grow under Lorne Calvert's premiership. But Brad Wall also brought that attitude that Saskatchewan was a great place to be, that we wouldn't always be in and out of equalization, that we weren't a little province, but that we were a great province. He talked about all the nurses and doctors he'd hired, hospitals being built in the Battlefords for psychiatric and in Saskatoon for children. But I wondered, of course, journalists often do, did he have any regrets?
For a while, we had the operating debt down 44%. Now it's and it was close to $3 billion paid off, I think. Now it's $1 billion because we've gotten into deficits. So I would like to have left the balance sheet better. I still think it's strong. We have a AAA credit rating and a low debt, but I wish it was stronger because honestly, that gives the next government and then the next one after that, whatever its stripe, the ability to do things.
Never a dull moment in Saskatchewan politics. Stephanie, what will the next Saskatchewan party government be like?
I can't imagine that the Premier wasn't wondering that a little bit today. Everyone was saying that Brad Wall is the brand. When NDP politicians and politicians were running in constituencies that were not Swift Current, they were all running against Brad Wall. People said to them, I like Brad Wall. And if they said that on the doorstep, you might be sunk as an NDP candidate running against someone else, not Brad Wall. He's the brand of this party. He's what made it successful, and he is what people think about when they think about the Saskatchewan party. Is there anyone coming behind him with that level of charisma, with that level of talent, with that level of likability? We will see, but there's no doubt about it. These are big shoes to fill.
It is a game changer. Thank you, Stephanie.
You're welcome.